Yeah, one of the issues with this map is that you want to run Saya player for a strong Widowmaker on the defense, but it does leave you in a place where Saya has to—
Whoa! That is a 3K
There's
concussive mine. A 4K overall. That is insane.
Strong Widow on defense.
See that again. Oh,
yeah, I mean, it's just a classic. We see this so often.
It is.
But you don't normally see it reset.
Ooh.
You don't normally see it reset between attack rounds.
They've got into this attack right here. They've nearly got the Transcendence too. Supa has to use it, got it just in time to live through that self-destruct. Now Fissure's supercharger does go down. Gladiators push back into the room here. It looks like Florida may be able to finally break through. They lose to Vic, but they do win the fight handily, and it looks like they'll finally, with less than a minute remaining, take point A.
Yeah, you don't want to be backed up into that room with your Widowmaker, especially when you're playing against a Genji on the dive. All too easy for Tavik to get into.
Coming into a fight on B just isn't there for them. Self-destruct comes in, Manitin wants his mech back, can't get it to Vic though, gets a couple with that Dragon Blade, looking for more, perhaps onto Surefour. Reflect coming in, Surefour's got the health pack there. Meanwhile, Gladiator sending out the Riptire, gets shot down by Saya player though. The Reds comes through on Bishu, and Gladiators holding strong on the point for now.
Yeah, but
you're gonna have those respawns to deal with. You're gonna have the opportunities for Mercies to bring up the tanks. You gotta really win a fight decisively on this point to get some percentage going. And now Florida getting two. They've got the mech for Bishu. They've got Bishu now. Rez comes in onto Surefour. Big Goose dropping low to do that one. Although it's going to cost some Fissure. No healing onto the Winston right there at a crucial time. And Florida pulling ahead here. They've got ults to spare. Tavik goes in and gets two, gets three with the barrage actually. And that's the kind of fight you need to get some progress here on point B. They're going to be close when the defense comes in. There's Bishu to delay.
Bishu and Surefour just have to run in. Self-destruct will not allow Bishu to remech as he is killed by Tavik.
That's Doomfist time. Going to go in alongside of Shaz with that Transcendence. Gladiators trying to defend. Maywall comes in, dropped awesome guy for a second, but he's back on the point. Big Goose in the ice block, going to stay alive. And now they've got the Transcendence. And a double kill from Manitin. Gets the D-Mech, two great self-destruct, and that's going to get Florida the point. Minute 17 on the clock, but they got both points. But either way, you shouldn't be standing on that. It's probably fragile. Here he comes. Dive coming in. Oh, Big Goose eliminated immediately by Saya player. Another shot onto Fissure. Got him with the Widow Mine that time. Not something you see too often either way. Florida Mayhem with a easy win here. Oh, the agony. Just staggering Bishu a little bit more. That one hurts.
Yeah, Saya player already
exposing himself to some danger here. Reflect comes in, Saya player on the charge. There's Bishu with the finishing kill. Opportunity for Gladiators here, but the Transcendence coming in now. Can it cover the res? Ooh, it does. Saya player up, but Tavik already down. Hydration pulls out the blade, now going after Saya player, takes him out one more time. Florida backing off into that hallway, but this time Gladiators looking like they're quite ahead in this fight. There's the D-Mech onto Manitin. Manitin removed from the fight pretty quick, and it's just Zebasai left. Not gonna last long, and that was a pretty decisive fight for Gladiators. They finally found that pick early and chained that into a point A take.
Yes, they did, and they may be able to chain it even further, but Tavik has the Riptire, so it looks like they'll, unless they can shoot the Riptire, they will get delayed. However, if they can take that Rip...
Or like Gladiators, wow, what team is this? They have to pop the Transcendence. Hydration down though. Tavik got him right as the EMP came up. Crucial pick for Tavik. And there's a double from the Pulse Bomb of Saya player. And Florida holding strong here. 140 on the clock for the Gladiators.
Yeah, Florida keenly aware of what the Gladiators were trying to do. That's why we saw Awesome Guy pop.
It's a big pick for Bishu here. Florida Mayhem trying to defend. Now it's a scramble. They pop the Valkyrie. Gladiators comes in. They've got the EMP and they've already got the man advantage. The Saya player down. Shaz eliminated though. That's one support out of the way. A lot of ults for the Gladiators, and I think now is about the time you use them. Saya player res. Shaz gets res as well. Oh, Bishu actually got one with the self-destruct too. That's two ticks already for the Gladiators. And now Florida just struggling to stay alive on the point, trying to delay. EMP comes in to try to secure it. And there goes Surefour. Overtime coming in. And it's just a little bit that the Gladiators need to get that second point. Manitin gonna get D-Mech. It's all about the stagger now. Tavik trying to get to the point. Zebasai is there on the Lucio to try to delay as long as he can. Can get annoying with the Lucio bouncing around up there, but he's already dead. And that may be about it. As soon as they eliminate Awesome Guy, yes, it will be. So the Gladiators, they do finish in overtime. Saebyeolbe with some pretty open sightlines on the tank at least. Hydration low, he's got the Riptire. Oh no, Hydration died with the Riptire up. Gladiators could not afford that, but they do get the kill to Zebasai. Hydration, luckily for Gladiators, does get rezzed. That ult's going to be crucial here. Maybe, though, they might not even need it. He's going to use it anyway. Does a lot of damage to Tavik. There's the hook, there's the kill. Tavik has a whole hog, waiting for the breather, needs a bit more health. He got it there. Gladiators, though, that's it's going to be a nasty stall. Yeah, Tavik taken out way apart from the rest of his team. I don't think anyone can even get there. That's going to be about it. It will be a draw on map number 1. Between the Florida player using that one on his soldier, but the Transcendence should prevent a lot of that damage from coming in, and that's a visor he's going to want back. Tavik bringing in the blade, makes Bishu feel it. Transcendence for Florida to try to keep him safe here. Meanwhile, it's going to be the Primal Rage from Fissure trying to keep Florida back. Big Goose down, though, and Florida's got a decent chance to try to push this, but the fights become so scattered. Gladiators trying to skirmish this one out.
Yeah, they're trying to use their spawn proximity to get back here too, but there's nobody actually putting pressure on the point for the Florida Mayhem. Finally, they are going to start to get some control percent.
The fight split off into like 3 or 4 sort of sub-fights, which Florida did win eventually, but they did take a little bit slower than they maybe could have.
Yeah, and I think that they actually did really want to trade that Gladiators are coming from right now, and Asher's being sneaky in that backline. He doesn't quite get Zebasai rather, but Surefour will finish him off.
Yeah, he didn't have a lot of health left, so pretty easy for Surefour to pick him off at range with that soldier. And Gladiators just picking Florida apart piece by piece here.
I mean, Florida needs to get back to the spawn right now. They can't keep fighting these battles. They're getting terribly staggered.
This has just been brutal.
In the madness.
They're kind of
for this next push instead, and that means that this Dragon Blade is not going to be doing a hell of a lot.
Yeah, well, the Transcendence comes out. That's going to shut down Tavik hard. Bishu with the finishing blow there. Asher waiting for it. Supa gets one clipped. Another Zenyatta down. Saebyeolbe nearly dies, manages to get back to his heroes, forces a recall out of Asher. He's got Manitin in the corner, though, gets run over. You don't necessarily want to fight a diva there. Meanwhile, Fissure pushing people all the way back to spawn again, but not getting back to his team. Saebyeolbe's trying to hold. Last-ditch effort coming in. Tavik could ruin their day, though, with a good pulse bomb. Turns around, does he get the sick? No, not quite. Doesn't get the kill either. Meanwhile, Saebyeolbe with the attack visor finds Asher. They're going to try to keep him alive, though. He's in big trouble. Nice dive from the Gladiators here. And Florida Mayhem scrambling to push through this. They've used all their ults but one. Just the Primal Rage left.
They're still going to be looking for these targets. Bishu no longer in mech. Surefour coming up on attack visor, but Fissure should be able to solve this with the Primal Rage.
The payload moving. Couple meters to go. Surefour getting on. Yeah, he's got that attack visor. He's got his Winston there to help out. Fissure goes deep. There's a kill into Zebasai, slowly eliminating the members of the Gladiators. Surefour in a little bit of trouble here, but now he's got the respawns with him. Manitin gets demech, and it's only Tavik with that Tracer keeping the attack alive, and he will go down. Goodbye, awesome guy, and that should be it. So the Gladiators do hold in the end, but just barely.
And Florida got
the LA Gladiators already. Asher in there again. Now Saebyeolbe goes in with that attack visor. Awesome guy down, though. Asher finds a pulse bomb, and Shaz gets him. That's any corner is a dangerous corner to peek against Shaz. The res comes in onto awesome guy. Fissure down, so Florida with their Winston. There's a nice stick, though, on the Big Goose. And Tavik coming through with the defense. Asher kills him, though. So Gladiators still with a good amount of people on the point here. They've got the second tick now, but Shaz down. It's on Surefour and awesome guy here, rather. Bishu to try to keep pushing this one. Manitin trying to stay alive. It's going to be easier to do that with the Transcendence. Supa gets out before he gets under too much threat.
Yeah, comes in. He's coming in with the Lucio now, so just trying to grind this out, get to the point as fast as he can.
Yeah, that's right. And I think he can too. Attacks coming in from Gladiators, getting more people back on the point right now. There goes Saebyeolbe. Surefour gets another headshot. Zebasai. Asher snuck in and killed him. That should be about point A. Yeah, just Tavik remaining. And that'll be A. Okay, so Gladiators, really clean attack from those guys. And it did get a little bit better, but it still is a major sticking point for these guys at the moment. But, you know, again, what do you expect with such a big change like that at a position like main tank? Supa down, Fissure tracked him down along with Asher. Pulse bomb thrown in, no kills out of that one. Zebasai loses some health, though. Manitin in a little bit of trouble on the point. He's going to get demeched. Asher under not too much threat right now. That's going to be Gladiators kind of crushing their way through this push, or through this defensive push anyway from Florida. And they're not going to get slowed up the way that Florida did on B. Has to go back for some healing onto Fissure here. Transcendence comes in from the Florida side, Bishu down. Payload hasn't moved for a little while. Saebyeolbe, he does find Asher with that tac visor, getting zoned out by Fissure now. Nice shield though. Oh, but Fissure can't quite stay alive. They couldn't get to him with the Transcendence in time. And Florida looks like they're going to put those ultimates to good use and push the Gladiators back a bit. But now Surefour coming back in with his own tac visor. Awesome guy has to hide. Looks like he's about to cast a spell there or something.
Oh man, and Big Goose used the Valkyries, waiting for Fissure to come back with his tactical visor.
That's going to be the plan. He does get it out of Zupe. Shaz uses his as well to try to pave the way for the Gladiators to keep pushing forward. Self-destruct. Oh, it catches Shaz. Meanwhile, Tavik gets two with the Pulse Bomb. What a big turnaround. Tavik gets a D-Mech onto Bishu as well. And Gladiators back to spawn.
Taking a look at this from Tavik's perspective, we can see that pulse bomb.
Here we go. Oh, hi. You know, I hate it when I run into a doorway and somebody sticks a bomb to my face. Gladiators, it splits them up. A pulse bomb onto Fissure, takes half of his health off in that primal rage. The payload is moving though. Fissure gets 3 with that primal rage. Awesome guy brought back up again though. And Florida Mayhem have to back away. They were so close. Awesome guy comes back in again. He's got his primal rage. But they're going to focus him hard. He has to stay alive. He has to delay. The respawn's coming in. Florida's so close, but the Gladiators, they've nearly brought this one back again. The Transcendence, though, from Zupe could be very big, and Surefour down via the Pulse Bomb one more time. Another self-destruct comes in from Bishu. Doesn't catch anybody. Florida's still in it. Manitin needs some healing. He gets that healing. Does get D-Mech, though. Shaz down, and the kills from Gladiators. They may have it. They've got the sound barrier from Big Goose, and that's going to seal the deal. And the Gladiators somehow, some way, take Nimbani. Being on the low ground, Florida takes the high ground instead, but they got to jump down to take it. Big Goose eliminated by Saebyeolbe. Now he's going to maybe drop down. Yep, he does indeed. Fissure down, and this was just a great response by Florida. It's not done yet, though. Florida looks like it's going to be enough.
Yeah, Florida more than ready for the strategy that the Gladiators are going to run. They've seen it before, and the response is get Tavik on the...
Try to just seal the deal on this one. Can they win the fight as a re-engage comes in from Florida? Fissure waiting. There he goes. Oh, nice! Earth Shatter right as the dive comes in from Awesome Guy. He had used his shield, so he didn't need to worry about it being blocked. Florida trying to turn this one around, though. They've still got Manitin in there, but they lost a couple. Looks like they'll be able to grind it out.
I mean, the thing is, Florida was never really off this point this entire time. And the issue for the Gladiators is, yes, you can start by opening up this fight. However, just at the last second to the Genji.
Yep. And Tavik getting 2 right off the bat. Great start for Florida. Surefour in a little bit of trouble. He's going to go down. We're into OT. Tavik trying to seal it with the Riptire. Gets the kill on the hydration. Not many members of the Gladiators left. Just Bishu gets back in his mech. But he's going to get focused down pretty easily here. And that may be about it. I think Big Goose can maybe make it back to delay. But no! Barely can't make it in there. And it is going to be Florida. Tavik trying to find somebody. And he finds Big Goose in the end. Gladiators down there. Lucio. Surefour down as well. Meanwhile, Saebyeolbe plinking away with that gun on a Bishu, gonna get, or help Zupe get the D-Mech anyway. And it looks like this is gonna be a fight that Florida Mayhem is able to take, and crucially, they don't need to use a lot of ultimates to do it.
Yeah, Gladiators hold on to their own Deadeye, their own Earth Shatter.
So it looks like they'll be okay. Surefour pulls out his, gets smacked down by Awesome Guy, and that's an Earth Shatter not capitalized on as Tavik takes down Fissure right after he drops it. Both Divas going to go ahead and self-destruct. Awesome Guy, a little bit low health. The tire coming in from Tavik, though, to turn things back in the advantage of Florida, and it looks like that's exactly what they'll do. Hydration falls. And it will be Florida holding for now.
And now the swaps come through. Hydration
punished him. Saebyeolbe in a little bit of trouble. Whoa, the flashbang caught Surefour as he was flying through the air. What a shot from this McCree. And Gladiators struggling a bit. They do have Florida pushed off the point for the moment, but we are into overtime. 99% for Florida. Gladiators have nearly flipped it back, but Florida charging back in. They've got the Valkyrie. Both teams' Mercy Ultimates out, but there's the EMP coming in from Hydration. He got it just in time. He goes down. Florida still scrambling to hold right now. Fissure chasing down Zephyr on the outside of the fight. Gladiators, they're still so close to flipping it. It's Manitin and Tavik trying to prevent them from doing just that. And with that self-destruct, delaying even more here. Does he get back into the mech? He does, actually. Gladiators still haven't taken the point. It's crazy, and now the respawn's coming in for Florida. Can they get back there in time? No, they lose Manitin and Tvik again, and Fissure with that Primal Rage coming up big for the Gladiators, but they still need to take the point. Manitin down, and it's Gladiators building up toward 90%.
Destructive stall right now. Tvik needs to make a
what a stick!
pulse bomb, but Surefour will take out Zumbi. There are no supports for the Mayhem.
I mean, both supports out of the way, that is true, and Gladiators crushing this last fight, paving the way to take Shrine and tie themselves up on Nepal here. It looks like with the death of Saebyeolbe, they'll do just that. We are going to the third round.
Ridiculously clutch.
Way back from the rest of the action here. Both teams in pretty much symmetry here. Awesome Guy goes down, got pulled in, set up the shot for Surefour. Hydration fighting it out with his JjoNak counterpart on the other side. Seagull getting a little bit of trouble here. Hydration can't be kept alive. Manitin comes in for the kill from behind. It is going to be Gladiators still holding the point for the moment here, but they lost Big Goose. Tvik with a big concussion mine there, and Manitin down on the low ground, trying to push people back. Fissure and Big Goose both down here, and so Florida should be able to grind this one back.
How long is the stagger?
Going up in the air there. Ooh, now it's a Widow battle. Tyre coming in for Hydration, finds the kill into Tvik. Junkrat down for Florida. Now it's going to be the Valkyrie. Can they maybe get the res here? We will see. Awesome Guy still holding on the point for the moment. Tvik does get res. Seagull was able to get over to him. And now Shaz trying to keep his tanks up. Transcendence coming in for both teams right now. Or Shaz rather used his a little bit earlier here. Gladiators picking up a couple big kills. Maybe they can get this one flipped back, but it's going to be near 99% already. And Florida turning it around. They get Bishu, but Fissure finds Awesome Guy. So Gladiators should be able to flip this here.
Hey, Manitin's back there, but he doesn't have any health right now. Quick team back for him. But they get it up to 99%, which is fine for Florida. And they force the Gladiators to use absolutely everything on their approach.
Transcendence used. Wow, they're feeling the pressure. They're going to go in, fight it out in this room, and why not? You've got everybody in there. If you can keep them up with Transcendence, that's a great place to take a fight if you're Gladiators.
Oh, they realized the Riptire was being used in there, and they completely nullify it by rushing it with the Transcendence.
Yeah. I mean, Riptire can still kill people through that, but if it doesn't, you're going to get everyone healed up right away. So Gladiators holds it, and we're up to near 99% already. Maybe another clutch win. Can they get there? Tvik can't do it. They kill him. And Gladiators, at the last second again, winning Nepal. Resistance. They're going to start to come in now. Getting shoved back. The zoning is real. There's a pick onto Shaz. Manitin gets him with the hook. Player down though. Hydration did find one on the other side. Meanwhile, Tvik pushed off the card. When you lose that Bastion, things start to get pretty tricky on attack. We'll see a Mayhem swap.
Seagull tried to take the duel versus Hydration in this hut on the side, and that means that Hydration...
Meanwhile, Tvik comes in with the Bastion ultimate now, firing into the air, but then turning it back around. Saebyeolbe with the kill into Surefour already here. So Florida getting a bit of momentum. There goes Shaz. Self-destruct thrown in. Bishu doesn't get de-mech'd by it, but it was pretty close. Florida back on the payload now. And Tvik's just going to go in for the kill into Bishu. So the payload should start moving again for Florida.
Yes, it should. There's only 2 players left on the payload, and now both of those are gone. So it will be Florida Mayhem taking point A in the end.
Ready. Meanwhile, Awesome Guy standing strong on the payload. Manitin has tried to flank here. He's going to take a lot of damage and back off with the breather. Saebyeolbe with another pick onto Surefour, though. His defense starting to crumble a little bit for the Gladiators. Another one onto Hydration. And this is why you have to be afraid of Saebyeolbe. That is another reason why you have to be afraid of Saebyeolbe.
Yeah, just casually kill you, get res, kill you again. No problem for Saebyeolbe. He has looked on an individual level fantastic on Junkertown in the past couple of weeks, and there is no resistance for the Florida Mayhem as they take point B.
On board with Saebyeolbe here in the replay, shot onto Surefour. And you know that res is coming in. Picks around this point. It is a corner, kind of like the one at the end of Nabani. But then again, Hydration sometimes comes in and gets a double kill with the Riptire. So it can be tough. Shaz did get caught by that self-destruct in the end, but Big Goose is there for the res. So yeah, that's just another push. Unsuccessful for Florida. And now you think Seagull will swap.
Yep. Bad error.
That's rough, and it's rough to lose Awesome Guy like that too. Supercharger going down now for the Gladiators. As they try to keep holding, Awesome Guy does get res, but it's going to cost Seagull his life as Fissure able to just gun him down. Meanwhile, Surefour on the run, trying to get back to his team, back to the shield. He does indeed. And it's going to be another hold for Gladiators. They got pushed around on A and B, but they have looked pretty hard to break.
And hold on to those ultimates as long as they possibly can.
Yep, that's the plan. Surefour gets super right off the bat. Minus a Zenyatta for Florida right now, but they come back with kills of their own. And now Bishu going in to try to demech Manitin. Gets him a little bit low, forces that self-destruct. Both divas go ahead and use that. Big goose down though. Manitin got him with the self-destruct. So Florida finally getting some pushing power going, but they lose Awesome Guy in the process. That payload will get some distance.
And Fisher over to the Winston.
It'd be insane if they were able to win this fight. Tavik could do it with the Dragon Blade though. Comes in, counting on his teammates to stay on the point, but they're not. And he's down. Shaz right there again. MVP material coming in from Shaz and the Zenyatta, and that's going to be a hold for Gladiators.
I talked so much about Shaz last week. It's not going to be a resurrection either. He's already respawned.
Oh, Awesome Guy. A little bit down. Shaz down as well. So they got the Bastion, but here comes Surefour with the kill on the Zupa. So no mercy now for Florida. Surefour looping around the outside. Has to worry about Tavik. Yeah, I wouldn't want to move forward on that. Kind of dangerous. Tavik though, ooh, that was a golden opportunity for Surefour, but he missed a shot. There's the hook. There's the kill for Hydration. And Gladiators keep grinding this payload forward. And here comes the self-destruct. Ooh, that's a dangerous one. Maybe getting any kills. We will see. Tire comes in. Gladiators with a couple. They lose Shaz to Tavik's Riptire, though. Zebasai demeched. Gladiators still going to roll forward.
Yeah, not going to be a big deal at all to lose Mercy charge. So if they want to switch to Zen Mercy with Zebasai on the Mercy, they've got to do it.
Awesome Guy down early. Oh, but the double kill comes in for Shaz. Well, if you count the supercharger, I suppose. There's one. Either way, Florida winning that fight. Gladiators back to spawn again.
All right, there you go. Now the self-destruct has value. Worth noting that the Diva...
corner, but usually not on a hook. There's one. Surefour pokes. Gets poked back by Saebyeolbe. In trouble, though. Bishu finds him, but the tire comes in for Tavik. That's another couple kills. Saya gets rezzed, and Florida Mayhem still holding.
There was a cancellation on Manitin's ult by a hook from Hydration, but it ultimately didn't matter. Thanks to the Riptire, Bishu trying to...
They are one fight away from winning this map. Transcendence used to keep everybody up. Saebyeolbe takes a shot from Bishu. Manitin tries a hog, but it doesn't work out. It's a triple, but it doesn't matter. Tavik's Riptire not enough to stop the Gladiators, and they will win it.
It was a great Riptire, Noah, but
it was.
You know what you can't do when you're using Riptire is move on to a payload.
Check out our website at actionesports.com to stay up to date on the latest matches, highlights, and more. From scores, match history, and specific game info, we've got you covered for all things Overwatch esports. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to check out our channel for more action-packed content. Also, like and share this video, and click the subscribe button to join our notification squad. Thanks for watching.